It is sickening to think that someone would even think of taking advantage of the COVID-19 situation to benefit themselves. Even more revolting that there are people with ties to the Ministry of Health dealing in fake tenders in the name of fighting the pandemic. Early Friday, Mercy Wanjiku Wahiga, also known as Linda Masaka, was arraigned in court for cheating a businessman of goods worth 37.5 million shillings by making false documents fronted as tenders from the Ministry of Health. The suspect is said to be working with officials at the Ministry of Health, who the aggrieved party is seeking the arrests. The goods supplied were personal protective gear and other medical gadgets, including 20,000 cartons of hand gloves worth 19 million shillings and 1,000 infrared thermometers worth 18.5 million shillings. The suspect, Mercy Wahiga, was released on a 200,000 shillings cash bail with one guarantor or a depository bond of 300,000 shillings plus a surety of the same amount. These and other such deals are according to reliable sources being conducted by former Ministry of Health supply chain officials recently transferred from the ministry by Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe for having taken part. The integrity of the personal protective gear was raised by Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe yesterday, which goes to show the danger of the hands-off approach by government, an approach that may be responsible for the contagion that continues to grow in the country.
It is just thanks to God that our doctors have not been falling sick. Some of these imported PPEs have been really below standards.
The frustration of the greed in government circles was expressed by the president, which he says informed the change of strategy in providing relief to vulnerable families during the COVID-19 pandemic.
My administration has been dispatching a total of 250 million shillings to vulnerable families. In the past, if a family couldn't feed itself because of floods, famine, or other such natural calamities, we rushed previously to give them food aid. But unfortunately, with this method, what we have discovered over time is that we lost almost half of these resources.
Though the new strategy of sending money directly to vulnerable families is a money saver, the criteria used has been questioned. The government has to battle with the already low trust levels when it comes to handling resources, as well as the integrity of the lists, where some families may be listed more than once or ghost families are listed. 250 million shillings a week will translate to 125,000 households receiving 2,000 shillings each. Laudable as that may be, the reality is that this aid is reaching 1% of the 12.2 million households in Kenya, going by the 2019 National Housing and Population Census. The coronavirus pandemic has stolen livelihoods and lives from thousands of homes as millions try to save whatever they can. Meanwhile, the cancer of corruption through some agents is eating away at the little that is left. Charity Mwangi, NTV.